What are the two steps in protein synthesis? What is the first phase?
Transcription.
What happens in transcription?
RNA synthesis.
From?
DNA.
Yes. And what is the site of transcription?
The nucleus.
The nucleus, yes. And then what is translation?
mRNA is read to create a protein.
Yes. And what is the site?
Cytoplasm.
And which organelle?
Oh, ribosomes.
Yes. Okay, so a little more details about transcription. You have the initiation, elongation, termination. So the first thing that happens is the unwinding of the DNA, because it's a spiral, so it unwinds and the two strands they separate, and because the RNA polymerase, that is the enzyme which attaches to the promoter region, which is the start region. If RNA polymerase is not there, then there is no transcription. So the start is the RNA polymerase, that's the enzyme. Which strand is copied, the template or the coding?
The template.
It's always the template strand which is copied. And then the end result is the formation of the messenger RNA. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the modifications. And then the second phase, the translation, it happens in the cytosol, on the ribosomes, and the decoding of those codons which came from the DNA is done on the ribosome. And we have the protein, the primary protein is formed by this process of translation. Okay, I think you don't worry about all these, the amino acids and what are the codes. Only two things you might want to remember. One is we have the start codon, and that is methionine. That is the amino acid which always comes first. And then we have 3 stop codons which will stop the protein synthesis. I think I think cell division you all know. What is mitosis and what are the stages, phases of mitosis. Before that, a cell cycle, interphase, and that is the preparation phase. So what happens in the S phase? S phase is very important because the replication of DNA happens in the S phase. G1 is the growth phase. The cell is just growing and getting ready to divide. But S phase is when the DNA replicates itself. And then G2 phase is again the final phase before cell division. So it's a stage of autocorrection. G2 phase is all the errors which have happened so far, they are all corrected in the G2 phase. And then we have the mitosis, which is all the 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. I think this is the stuff you guys have done, so I'm not going to go into detail, but know what happens in each of these. And I think that's it. What is apoptosis?
Programmed
That's
cell death.
Programmed cell death. That is when a cell is not doing its normal function, or it's gone too old, then it is programmed to die. That is what is apoptosis. The body decides that this cell cannot function anymore, so it needs to die. On the other hand, necrosis is also cell death, but that happens because of an injury. Like you have a virus, because virus, when it enters the body, it will enter the cell, it kills the cell. So virus, bacteria, all those injuries which are happening because of any external damage, that is necrosis. That's it. Any questions for me before we call it a day?